These, and these are the results that I got for OnlyFans creators who we currently work with today. And today in this video, I'm gonna share with you the most important lessons and secrets that I've learned throughout the way to help you build your own six-figure monthly OnlyFans management agency as well. From how I found the creators that I currently work with, all the way to building out the chatting systems and processes to scale it to 6 figures in revenue per month and beyond. So let me take you guys all the way back to the very beginning, before I worked with a single creator, before I knew what worked and what didn't work, before I was actually making money in this industry. What happened was that I had some girls in my personal life who were considering starting their own OnlyFans accounts. And they came to me because they knew about my background in marketing on social media and my sales experience. It made sense. If they were going to do this, they wanted to have someone who understood marketing, who could help maximize their earnings rather than just throwing their most explicit content online and just hoping for the best. So I went all the way the fuck in. I spent weeks researching, learning everything that I could about the platform, the strategies, the back-end systems, the marketing angles. I prepped fucking everything, optimizing their accounts, building out a content strategy, building out the marketing approach. I had the whole fucking thing lined up, ready to go, and at the very last second, they backed out. And of course, I don't blame them for anything. After all, OnlyFans is a huge commitment, but at that point, I could have just said fuck it and gone back to a regular job and just chalked it up as a waste of time. But the thing was, I already put so much fucking work into this. I had all the knowledge, I had all the preparation. Why the fuck would I just throw it all away? So instead of quitting, I made a decision to take what I learned and find creators who actually wanted to do this seriously. Finding my first creators wasn't easy because I literally had no social proof. I had to rely on cold outreach, which was purely a numbers game. Eventually, I landed 2 creators, one who was starting from scratch with 0 following, and another who already had an account but wasn't actually promoted. These were my first 2 clients, and I knew that starting with 2 rather than just 1 was important. And the reason why was because I needed to test everything, different strategies, different traffic sources, different content styles, niches, rather than putting all my eggs in one basket. And being able to work with 2 different creators at the beginning gave us the knowledge we fucking needed. When it came to promoting, we initially focused on paid ads, Twitter, and Reddit, constantly testing different strategies. I still remember the moment that I realized that this business had serious potential was a day that we had some fucking fan came on and literally dropped like $2 grand in a span of like a couple hours. That's what made me realize that I needed to go all the way the fuck into this industry. But what I also learned in this industry is that nothing stays the same. If you're not constantly tweaking your strategy or tweaking things that you do, you're going to fall behind. Another really important thing that I learned was that quality will always beat quantity. It's not about pumping out as much content as possible, just spamming everywhere that you possibly can. It's about creating an experience that makes fans want to subscribe and also get to know and spend money on the creator that you manage. So at the end of the day, one of the things that you need to learn right off the bat is that it's not about just getting lucky. It's about putting in the work, adapting, and testing things that actually work and executing them properly. But now let's talk about what it took to actually turn this into a profitable agency. One of the first things we focused on when managing OnlyFans accounts wasn't just traffic, but it was making sure we knew exactly how to monetize that traffic on the back end. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many people go on your creator's page if you don't know how to convert them into high spending fans, which all comes down to one single thing, which is chatting. Chatting isn't just messaging, it's sales. It's what turns a $5 subscriber into a $500 spender. Early on, we tried outsourcing chatting to multiple chatting agencies, but the quality was fucking horrible, and they weren't even aligned with any of our marketing strategies. They missed key scales moments. They ended up just costing us an absolute ton of money. So then we took over chatting ourselves. We started actually chatting ourselves, which, yeah, it sounds a little fucking weird at first, but it gave us critical insights into what actually converts into high spending fans. And then from there, we built out chat flows, scripts, and engagement strategies, and personalized conversation ideas based on each fan's interests, which made a huge difference in sales once we did start bringing on actual chatters. One big mistake I constantly see fucking new agencies make is that they hire chatters way too early because they don't want to put in the work and develop chat strategies and actually chat themselves. Because when you do this and you hire chatters immediately rather than doing it yourself, you're leaving it up to the chatter to make the calls and the DMs, rather than you giving them guidance and positioning yourself as a figure of authority. If you don't have a solid system in place, you're just hiring chatters randomly and just throwing people in, hoping that they figure it out on their own, then you're just going to have a huge problem because you're not really running a business at that point. You're not really guiding anyone. Once we did finally get around to start hiring chatters, we had a very rigorous hiring process. which is one of the reasons why I feel very confident with our chatting, where chatters really have to earn their spot and ensured that only the top performers joined our team. And because of this, our chatting now yields on average a 1-to-10 to 1-to-20 spending ratio versus what their subscription price is, which means that on average, fans spend between 10 to 20 times their subscription price through just the DMs. And that level of efficiency is only possible when you're intentional about hiring, training, and refining your chat strategies. Scaling fast without proper systems is how you fuck yourself. Too many agencies try to sign 10 or more creators all at once, and they don't have the infrastructure to support them. We scaled step by step, ensuring that every single creator that we signed got high quality engagement and optimized chat flows before we expand further. So if you want to run a profitable agency, master chatting first. Build your processes, hire strategically, and only scale when you're ready. That's how you go from making a few grand per month to a 6 or 7 figure operation. Now let's move to the next part though, which is traffic. There's a couple different things you can do when it comes to traffic. Some agencies pick one traffic source and just become absolute experts in that specific traffic source, like Reddit, for example. This typically yields an extremely high return, but it's also really, really risky in case the method or the platform itself falls apart, like for example, TikTok ban in the USA in January. Other agencies like us, for example, use multi-platform marketing and dedicate specific teams and people to each platform to learn the ins and outs and generate traffic. Our stance is that algorithms change, accounts get banned, and platforms can randomly crack down on adult content. Diversifying your traffic sources is an excellent way to build stable and long-term business. And yes, I understand that it's really, really hard to become an expert at everything for a very small agency who's doing all the traffic themselves. But generally speaking, in order to properly scale your creators, you should have your creators on every single social media platform and have experts within your agency trained up for each marketing channel to specifically manage to become experts in themselves for each platform, like a Twitter expert, like a Reddit expert, all within your agency, and so on. When it comes to content, right now, short form video content is obviously the best, and it has been for a really long time. Posting Instagram Reels, TikTok videos, and videos on Twitter or X make it incredibly easy to reach massive audiences organically. But the key is, honestly, posting consistently and never sacrificing quality or effort for quantity. A well-optimized Instagram Reel or TikTok video strategy can rack up literally fucking millions of views and funnel thousands of people to your creator's profile without spending a single dollar on ads. Another thing is Reddit, where Reddit is one of the most underrated platforms for OnlyFans marketing when it comes to having a very, very fast start if you're starting from zero. But it's also the easiest to fuck up. If you do it right, you can generate insane traffic extremely quickly, but if you spam, post in the wrong subreddits, or don't manage your accounts properly, you'll get banned very, very quickly. The trick is to blend in, engage naturally, and space out your posts, and once again, it's all about the fucking quality. Treat Reddit like a community, not an ad board. And then there are paid ads. And paid ads can work really, really well, but they are tricky and can also be pretty risky. Platforms like Meta or like boosting on Instagram, for example, ban adult-related ads, so you have to be creative. Use indirect funneling, external landing pages, and disguised branding in order to properly funnel from Instagram. OnlyFinder and creator traffic are really great options, and we pretty much use them for all of our creators, and they can be really, really good. However, they can suck up your money really, really quickly if you're not prepared to capture the revenue on the back end with your chatting team. If you go the paid route, test small first. Paid traffic is a high risk, and unless you have a very strong back-end monetization strategy, you might not get a return on your investment. And also, never underestimate organic traffic strategies. Like, for example, engaging in the comments section on a viral Instagram or Threads or X or TikTok post even is a really, really good way to get eyes on your creator and funnel people to your creator's profile. Leaving like funny or flirty or intriguing or controversial comments on viral posts can spark curiosity and drive thousands of eyes to your page. It's free, scalable, and overlooked by a ton of fucking agencies. And then lastly, once you have traffic strategies that work, automate what you can. Use VAs for posting, outreach, and tracking analytics, which will allow you to scale without burning out yourself. The goal is to have systems in place so whether you're managing one creator or 10, your traffic keeps flowing without needing constant manual effort on your end as the owner. Test different platforms, find what works, and then scale sustainably. The best agencies and creators diversify, automate, and stay adaptable. That's how you create long-term success in this fucking industry. The next thing we had to focus on was scaling our operation. The breaking point came when we could no longer effectively monitor chats and the social media postings on our own while still focusing on growing. If we had to keep doing everything ourselves, revenue would have plateaued. One of the biggest mistakes I see agencies make is that they scale way too fucking fast without proper systems in place. They sign up a bunch of fucking creators without having the infrastructure to support them, and this so leads to super shitty chat quality and fans losing interest when the messaging feels super robotic or generic. Also, like, the traffic sources aren't optimized because there's no dedicated teams monitoring them and always improving and tweaking those systems. And also burnout and inefficiency. Owners like myself and my partner scrambling to keep up, which ultimately leads to drops in revenue instead of growth. We made sure to grow responsibly, which means there was a time where we actually had to turn away creators because we knew we couldn't give them the level of service that they needed. And honestly, that saved us from crashing like so many other agencies that bite off more than they can chew. So the first step when it came to scaling was hiring managers, not just random people that we were hoping would be good at their job, but people who had already proven that they can execute our strategies at a very, very high level. These were the best people from our team, and we gave them full control to run their respective areas. We needed to hire people really, really badly, but not just fucking anyone. We need people who could be the managers and oversee and optimize the entire departments that we had. We structured our team into siloed groups, each with a very clear focus. Like, for example, chatting and quality assurance, the Reddit team, the Instagram team, traffic VAs, like all of these different teams, they were all managed by specific individuals who did the best in each of these specific areas. This structure allowed us to scale while keeping quality extremely high. Without dedicated teams, agencies fall apart trying to do everything all at once. Then, once we had the right people, and I keep talking about this, but we needed systems to keep everything consistent and efficient. And what this means is that we built out video guides and SOPs, which stands for standard operating procedures, which are very, very easy for our teams to follow. We created checklists, quality control metrics for the managers to actually live by and check, regular team reviews, spot checks, things that typical businesses do in the 9-to-5 world, but we applied it in this specific industry. This allowed us to train new hires extremely quickly without needing to explain everything manually from scratch every single time. And it also made it so that every single creator that we worked with got the same level of high quality service. And at the end of the day, it's very important to understand that scaling isn't only about taking on more creators. It's about building a machine that runs efficiently, independently. If you're serious about growth, make sure you focus on hiring the right people, structuring your team, developing SOPs and training guides, and growing at a pace that you can handle. That's how you go from running an operation to running a real self-sustaining business. And that's all great, guys, right? Everything I just talked about, it's all fucking great. But it's impossible to be in this business without dealing with setbacks. But there are precautions you can take to help mitigate those risks, right? Shadow bans, suspensions, and permanent bans are all possible. And social media platforms are constantly updating their policies. And if you don't stay ahead of these changes, you're setting yourself up for problems later on. Platforms like TikTok, Instagram, Reddit, all have really strict content moderation rules, and they don't hesitate to limit reach or remove accounts that push the boundaries. Even content that seems fine today may be flagged tomorrow. And that's why adaptation is absolutely key. The game isn't about fighting the system, it's about knowing how to work within the rules while still driving amazing amounts of traffic. If you're running a creator's account and suddenly notice the views dropping or engagement disappearing or the account isn't showing up in the search, there's a chance it could be shadow banned. And in some cases, platforms go straight to full bans, wiping out an account overnight. The best way to protect yourself is having backup strategies. If you're only relying on one account or one platform, you're putting yourself at risk. Having multiple accounts, posting varied content, and spreading traffic across different platforms ensures that one ban doesn't destroy your entire business. This is another reason why having a presence on multiple platforms is the option we typically choose for our creators, rather than just going all in on one single traffic source. Essentially, what we do to protect our creators is that we have multiple social media accounts on each platform, different content strategies, alternative platform methods, and we also have security measures, right? People are always after these accounts to try to hack them and use them for malicious purposes. So we always have very strong passwords, 2FA enabled on literally every single fucking social media that we have, and so on. At the end of the day, the key to surviving platform restrictions is always having a plan B. The agencies and creators who stay ahead of the game diversify, protect their data, and never 100% rely on one single traffic source or one account. If you don't have a backup plan, it's only a matter of time before you get caught off guard. But that's pretty much it, guys. Building a profitable OnlyFans agency, it's not about fucking luck. It's about strategy, adaptability, and execution. The agencies and creators who win are the ones who refine their chatting strategies, they diversify their traffic sources, they scale responsibly, and they stay adaptable to the platform updates, bans, and algorithm changes, right? They're constantly tweaking. And at the end of the day, sustainable growth comes from structure, not taking fucking shortcuts. The secret sauce. Oh, people are always saying, oh, what's the secret fucking sauce? The secret sauce is putting in the fucking work and optimize, test, and adapt. And if you don't do that, you won't survive in this industry. You're going to fucking fail. But if you do those things, you're going to fucking kill it. But other than that, guys, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I'm out, y'all.